Hello and welcome to the analysis of my fifth ever over the board game. And it was one of the best experiences in my chess life, if not in my whole life. Just loved the event. It was very, very cool, especially as it is still some kind of new thing for me, only being the fifth ever over the board game for me. So before we go into the analysis, I'd like to give you a short overview where it took place. Well, basically not the physical location, but the league situation, I would call it. I'm a new member of the FC St. Pauli chess division, and very happy about that, of course. And I was asked if I can take part in the Kreisliga B as a substitute player. And yeah, let's take a quick look. Which league is that actually? So, of course, I'm not in the Bundesliga, which is the highest league of the German Chess Federation. But if we take a quick look, we have FC St. Pauli currently placed number 10 with 5, I believe, championship points. And yeah, just of this season, Magnus Carlsen is playing as number 1 for FC St. Pauli, and David Howell at number 2. And this is, of course, super cool. And I plan to, yeah, go and take a look at the next home game for St. Pauli and see them live, which would be very cool, of course. So, Bundesliga is number 1. Then we have the second Bundesliga Nord, which would be league number 2. Oberliga Nord, which is league number 3 then. And then probably Landesliga Hamburg, which is league number 4. Let's take a quick look. Bundesliga 1, Bundesliga Nord 2. Then we have the Oberliga 3 and the Landesliga Hamburg 4. Now we go to the website of the Hamburg Chess Federation to see how that continues all the way down. Yes, and here we can see on the left, it's the homepage of the Hamburg Team Championships 2025, that we have the Stadtliga A, which would be League 5, Stadtliga B 6, Bezirksliga A 7, Bezirksliga B 8, Bezirksliga C 9, Bezirksliga D 10, Kreisliga A 11, and Kreisliga B 12. Kreisliga C 13, Kreisliga D 14, Kreisliga A 15, Kreisliga B 16. So if I counted correctly, then I'm playing league number 16. I'm still a chess baby and learning chess, and it's a great pleasure. And it was quite an honor for me to being invited to play after being a club member for such a short time. So I think like having been a member since 10 days or so. But yeah. That's the life of a substitute player, of course. Okay, so now you know in which league this game took place. And now I think, yeah, we can just go into the introduction. I played Martin Schütt. Martin Schütt is a player of the Königsspringer Hamburg Schachclub e.V. I think that's their correct name. And yeah, let's dive right in. And not to forget, I work together with international master Balint Nadjezi from Serbia. He is willing to support me, especially in doing commentary on my live online games and also doing analysis and going through some courses with me. I'm not really studying with Balint as I'm a member of the Chess Dojo, which is an online club where you are given training plans for given ELO rating ranges, I would say. Yes, so this is the relationship to Balint, and he was so nice to be willing to do the analysis. Enjoy. I forgot. This is basically really the playing location. So in the middle, you can see the club pub, I would say, and to the left, outside of the picture, is the playing hall.
Hello, chess lovers. We have one very exciting game between my friend and student, ex-student Jan Matthias and
Mhm.
Martin Schutt. So let's see. Let's start. Knight f3, classical story about Catalan opening. d5, one of the normal responses. Knight f6 is also playable. After normal g3, bishop g4. As earlier we spoke about this position, knight e5 is available, bishop g2, knight f6, just normal move. And now beside the d4 we have another idea, that is c4. Of course the normal move is also some castle. e6, that is the way how black can finish his development, somewhere to go with his bishop and very fast approach with the castle. After c4, of course, that is the way how Jan starts his activities on the queen side. So c6, just normal move, building some kind of pyramid into the center and taking the full control over d5 square. Jan trade this one, and we have a mirror situation after cd5, cd5. So in this type of position, tempo is very important. Could play the decisive part, because we have semi-open file, and also this guy is a little bit stuck, and he can't help about some approaches with the queen, and maybe this pawn could be exposed. Instead of that, Jan just plays normal developing move, that is a castle. Knight c6, everything is normal. Black wants to finish his development. Knight c3 and bishop b4. So bishop b4 is logical move in view of that next idea to make a castle. So it's not important where to develop our bishop, just develop him and go with the castle. Which we can see that was not the main choice for black. We'll see that in the future. Bishop e7, just bishop f4, and Jan with this bishop f4, probably we can say that he finished his development and all pieces works really well. But now black took the knight. The main reason is this knight is the main protector for the d4 pawn, and yes, now we have that very aggressive, very direct approach with the queen on b6, attacking two vulnerable pawns on d4 and b2. In this moment, after some longer period of thinking, Jan choice was to push b4. That is actually really active move, and knight can be next active piece and next active attacker against the queen. So black just picked this knight d4. If he takes, for example, with the queen, probably something like knight b5, and this geometry is available for Jan. That was not a case into the game, and after b4, knight d4. Of course, in this type of position, I believe it's better to save the bishop pair, especially this guy, but Jan's choice was to activate the queen, and yeah, finally all pieces are out. Still no castle for black, and that was one of the bad decision. Now I didn't notice immediately, but this was also interesting continuation to take, and after that knight c5. Bishop d6 was played into the game, and now beside rook d1, e4, Jan choice was to jump with his knight attacking the queen, of course, expecting maybe some potential activities on c7 before his opponent do some castle and king could be exposed. Of course, this is in theory, queen f4 and knight c7, but knight is hanging, so a4 is one necessary move. a6 attacking the knight, knight goes back, and the knight to e4. Now, we should be very aware that geometry is all the time hanging over our head, and we need to be ready to play active way, maybe bringing the rooks into the center or some lines to and push the pawns on the queen side. That is the fact, and only plan what white can do. Rook a3, of course, avoiding some knight c3 or rook c3 ideas, but black just goes directly with rook c3. Jan's choice was to protect the rook. Of course, that is just normal moves from both sides. And now this centralized knight has to go back. After tempo move rook a3, knight goes back, and I believe this is actually a really cool spot for the knight. He is centralized, and he can compare some further activities for our knight, also preparing some e5 story, and our knight needs to go back. So Jan, so that this b5 like the last option, and he wants to attack some of these pawns and make some potential weaknesses on the queen side. After e5, the priority is to save our knight, and now here we are losing one more pawn, but we are not going down without fight. a5 potential chances to bring the knight to block these pawns, and of course they are doubled, so they are not. That is not a big deal if the opponent have several pawns on that file. That is just one pass pawn. That is a b pawn, even if he have several of them. So you can erase advantage if he have a block pawns, because you will just block one pawn and all of them could be blocked on the b file. Rook a8 attacking this pawn, and now this is the crucial moment into the game, and because of the reckless approach from Martin, he played rook a5. That is generally good move, but never forget about that story about weak last rank. That is always problem, and before we start to fight, we need insurance that king has escape, and probably the best one was just simple human approach h6. Instead of that, Jan prepared very nice tricky move with a knight a3, and Martin made a mistake, the crucial mistake, decisive for the game, and that is rook a5. About this fact, the king could be exposed. We have a very nice continuation. Knight c4, and now the rook is hanging. So black can take this one. It's forced to take the rook. Rook takes back, and now we have that backrank story. So no time to take the knight, and that is the reason why actually black lost this game. So everything after this move is just how to say, it's not a big deal, because Jan have two active pieces, and he can organize activities literally against every weakened spot on the board, over the board. Just combine the activities, queen, that's synchronizing that pieces, knight and queen. We can see d5 is hanging and queen is hanging. So just that is the power when you have when you are piece up. You can bring more forces, more soldiers to attack specific target, and probably because of you will outnumber your opponent. So king g7, everything normal, and perfect outpost for the knight, that is a d5, and we have a perfect pawn chain. So when the king comes here, you can see everything is connected and everything is really cool. G5 is a product of how to say, very, very tough situation, and black wants, like Jan do before, with his b5 move, he wants some activities. Also maybe g5, h5, but that was played on the very reckless way and leaving even more vulnerable squares for Jan entrance. Yeah, after check, f6, of course the king is generally really safe here. King h3, okay.
And sorry for interrupting here. I wrote down the move times and put it into a very nice feature of the Chess Dojo training program. You can put in the move times and this graph will be created. The blue line, of course, is representing the black player's thinking time, and yeah, we are here at move 36, and as you can see, the time is almost down to 0. He had only 50 seconds left on the clock, and as the game was without increment, I really tried to flag him and moved too fast, oversaw that I was in check at move 36, and yeah, I thought I would have lost the game because of it and was really disheartened, but it turned out okay. The opponent Martin got 2 minutes more on the clock, and that's why the line goes up at move 36. And as you can see here at move 12, 13, I was like almost, yeah, let's see, 20 minutes behind Martin. I thought this could be, of course, a problem, but it turned out that as the game progressed, he also needed time to think, and close to the end of the 14 move rule that we get more time, yeah, he was, what's it called in English? Below me is probably not correct, but he had less time than I. And yeah, that was a super thrilling experience being in time scramble and how that needs to be dealt with. And with that, back to Balint.
And after check, Jan picked this g4 move. Now we can obviously check the potential perfect square for the knight. If knight brings, if knight catch that f5 square, we can see he affects on these multiple squares around the king, and black king will never be safe till the end of the game. h5, now a little bit, queen g2 passive move, but okay. hg4, queen g4, now the simplest way, trade everything or bring the queen, and as I mentioned, just overpower the opponent on some specific square, because you will attack that f6 pawn or b7 pawn or b5 weakness multiple times. He doesn't, black doesn't have enough material to prevent that and stop your activities. Of course, this is the product of the in a on very tough situation, and it's not possible to play something else if black wants to save the queen somewhere. I don't see the good square. Maybe Jan can bring the queen with a check. At one moment this f6 goes down, and that is a clear path to the victory. And of course, after this queen g4, king goes into the center, and everything else is just a history. It's a really simple way to win if we have a stronger king than our opponent. And as I said, the power of piece, when you are piece up, you can outnumber your opponent on some specific square, and you can punish him. So just take. Of course, Jan has to go back with his knight, and knight is the main guard of for this promotion. He will solve this problem, and now we have the fight between these monarchs. Then the fight between kings, and we can see that opposition all the time doesn't allow further approach for the black king, and we are also all the time stops his further activities. And after king e5, king is coming to catch this pass pawn, and last very precise and important move was this knight e2. So concept of fortress and king can't break that, and we have some kind of wall against the king. Of course, the final radical measure is to push g4 pawn. Just take that for free. You will synchronize them with h3 if it's necessary, but you can see the knight doesn't allow, and we have some kind of wall for the king he needs to take and go down, but it's not possible, and it's too late for any changes. Black just resign.
Yes, thank you. And Balin, do you know what I just noticed? Somehow there are more moves in the lead chess study than there were on the score sheet. So after
resign here.
After
Last
51,
time when
after
we spoke,
51, yes.
he resigned
Yes,
at number
correct.
52
Yes.
after 92. Anyway, but this seems
Yeah.
complete logical G for
Yeah,
B1.
all right.
Here's he just tried that, and that is how it is. Maybe
Thank you
if
so
Martin,
much.
you're welcome, and I sorry my pronouncing your name, and it's a Martin Schultz. It was oh man.
It's all good. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the analysis by Barland, and we also recorded a long version where I give my thoughts and comments, and where where you will hear all about me doing an illegal move. In time scramble, I tried to flag Martin. It didn't work, as I didn't see that I'm in check, and then nobody knew how the clock was set to 2 minutes more for Martin. It was really exciting. I thought I would lose the game because of that. I'm just unknown, having no clue about the rules, but all turned out really good, of course, for my game. Unfortunately, I won. Well, not unfortunately, I won. I mean, but the team lost the match. You can see it here in round 2. St. Pauli, team number 10, 3 points. And 5 points for the Königsspringer 7 team. So congratulations, Königsspringer 7. Well done. And we just have to play a little better in the last rounds of the championship. Currently, FC St. Pauli 10 is in 5th place with 2 championship points, I believe. Okay, so now on to the long version. I really enjoyed the chat with Barlind, and it was a really relaxed and chill atmosphere, and lots to learn, of course. So this might be something for you too. Have a good night, and bye.
Which start with the standard opening for you. That is Catalan opening, knight to f3. Of course, as we know, that is one very effective move to control the central squares, and of course bringing the out that knight give us some chances to for fast development. So after normal g3, bishop g4, bishop g2. Of course, you want to protect your knight. Maybe some ideas when the bishop is here could be connected with knight jump into the center. So knight e5 also is available, but this is also very good. And now I was thinking to tell you this idea, and that is idea, of course, that is a normal idea, but instead of d4, I thought maybe you can in the future start with that c4, giving some bigger purpose for your sniper from g2. But that d4 is of course normal and standard move. So c4 late, you play c4 later. Basically, why I said c4 before, because some idea connected with d3 and queen b3 later to attack this one, especially in that moments when the bishop goes out and he can't go back. So no retreat for that bishop. Bishop is there on f5 or g4, out of chances to reach to retreat in his main position to cover some weaknesses on the queen side. So c6, that is normal.
Yeah, you say
Of
it's
course.
normal, but for me, as you know, I'm a chess beginner. Yeah, I think this was one of the first games that I had with this pawn position or pawn setup. Yeah, so I was really surprised. And let me just take a quick look. I still have the annotations here. It's not annotations, it's the score sheet where I wrote down the moves. And this is move 5, and I took like, yeah, only a minute for it. And I just played on auto mode. And the thing is, Balint, as it was my 5th ever over the board game, I felt so uncomfortable with the real board. Like St. Pauli, they really had a large, huge tournament-sized wooden chessboard. And as you know, I only play online, and it was so different, the perspective and everything. And I really should have taken more time to think what's happening. But I really was just moving pieces in auto mode, what I usually play in, well, my usual openings. Yeah, so this was just my 2 cents, what was happening here right away. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I understand your worries, and you were under pressure, chess under fire, literally.
Yes.
So because it's something else, that is live chess is, for someone who understand that that games on the internet and live games, for example. The similar story is probably with poker. I'm not expert, but I hear some guys who like to play live tournaments. The main difference is that fact you have to spend your time, and if you are reckless, and it's not about money, it's never about money. If you are reckless and you just waste, and you flew, I don't know, half world to just get there and push something with all in with some stupid hands, and of course you can go back. So also the differences between internet chess and live chess is that fact you will probably lose full day. So you have to drive maybe some 2 or sometimes 2 hours to get on the place where you are playing. Then you will spend 3, 4, 5 hours over the board. So you don't want to be reckless to go home very fast. And also, if you are a fighter, and if you have that moment when you are feeling that you are a part of the team, you should play like that. You must be, even if you are not a captain, you must be a captain, and you must show that dedication and very strong will for fight, and you don't want to go down first. That is basically for everyone in some club chess that happens. So you want to fight, and to at the end maybe brings the decisive points for your team. That is very cool satisfaction, even that can beat your personal intentions. That is overgrowth, that personal, oh, I just want to win. No, I just want to win for my team, for my club, for my and that could be also additional motivation. So I understand the reason why you were scared or just
Yeah.
super cautious about that. Oh, I don't want to miss something.
And Balint, it was so funny. What now, while you're mentioning it, I remember that I was looking to the left and right all the time because I didn't want to be the first board that is giving up or so. Yeah. So just
You don't want to be the first lose.
yes, true.
Okay. You will not do not think about that. That is just the beginning, but later when the fight starts, that fear and some different experience gives you that wind in your back, and yeah, I want to fight, and I'm feeling that I'm excited about that. We probably cannot felt that during the internet games because maybe you are eating beside, you have some phone call, your wife is here, your dog jumping on your back, who knows what happens.
Yeah,
In
true.
chess environment, you doesn't have that obstacles, and you just need to be focused and play chess in very quiet, peaceful atmosphere. So the best way how we can play chess. You okay? So CD5, you play CD5, and he play CD5 back. Usually in this type of position, Jan, it's a kind of model and pattern for black. It's important to take with other pawn. So all the time we have that Carlsbad pawn structure. Because you will have e3 d4, he will have c6 d5, and of course he will use his semi-open e file. You can use your semi-open c file. These squares are the most important for his entrance. This square is the most important for our entrance, and that's it. Some pawn majority attack makes this guy very, very bad, or this one. Black for sure will not wait peacefully. He will do some development. When he brings the rook on the e file, he will jump with his knight, and maybe some pawn storm starts on the hour. I like to call this house. So the king is into the center, especially after castle. He's probably the safest king possible, here in this type of structure. And of course, try to leave that pawn on e2, as I mentioned earlier. And everything is normal. So I'm not telling this is a mistake, castle, but as I said, maybe this move could be more aggressive and more brings them more troubles for black, especially now when he close a retreat option for the bishop.
Yes.
All these squares, light squares on the queen side directly becomes very vulnerable, and queen is super strong.
Yes,
So
I remember
queen
I
b.
remember that this was one of my candidate moves, queen to b3, but I
Mhm.
remembered that Balint is very happy if I castle early. So I castled.
That Balint is crazy guy. Do not believe him everything, please, Jan. So
Just for the
okay.
viewers, the first name of I am Nachejizi is Balint, so you're in the loop. Okay.
So after this knight c6, that idea doesn't work, and usually we have that situation in Slav defense, exchange variation, c4 d4 contra d5 and c6, and when you take on d5, he will take like this. Later he just develop his bishop somewhere on f5 or g4 and leave this queen side light squares very vulnerable. For example, now it's not possible queen b3, probably because of, I don't know, knight a5 is very attractive. Also, when he have a chances to retreat back, for sure queen b3 is pointless because knight catch the good square a5. When you give him somewhere some check, then bishop goes back and attacks the queen. So pointless idea and action on the queen side, because black can with few tempies to destroy your approach with the lady. Knight c3, so you just played solid game, and everything about this is completely normal. In this case, yeah, the main problem could become could be activated on the c4 square. So maybe he wants to take at one moment your knight, and when you take back, this guy on c3 is really ugly and really bad, because we have isolated backward pawn, so he's not supported naturally on organic way from his colleagues from the pawns, and he must be protected by the other pieces. But in this case, for sure, he need to give that bishop, so you can compensate that deficit with your very powerful, mighty dark square bishop. Also, I'm not a fan of this a3 move. Basically, Jan, he catch that b4 square because he wants to take that. So you don't need to tickle his bishop. Take me, because maybe this is not the best for us. This square becomes really vulnerable, and maybe not immediately, but after castle, I'm a little bit worried what is coming through the c file. Semi-open c file, and this guy could be very vulnerable. The position is generally seems like blocked, and our bishop pair doesn't give us so much. So do not spend this one a3 move. Maybe you can play something else. I'm not sure. Maybe queen b3 or queen a4. As you can see, blue arrows. I'm planning to use my bishop. Maybe this guy could be here on a3 in few moves. So maybe that is the point. But your opponent, of course, he didn't want to take that knight, and he goes back with his bishop. Bishop f4 seems
By the
correct.
way, Balin, I was happy that he wasted tempo. So
yeah, he wasted tempo for bishop b4 and bishop back. But as you can see, Jan, it's not crucial. It's okay. It's okay story, but it's not crucial because the position is generally really drawish or really similar. We have a mirror variation in multiple ways. The
and
knights.
Balin, sorry for interrupting again, but I was also happy because, usually I struggle with development, yeah, and I thought, well, I'm doing okay here, and I was in a good mood.
Yeah, you can see all of your pieces played just once. That is very very cool fact, and that is usually way how we are getting some advantage at the beginning. Yeah, this type of moves are really strange, and I don't like that. Basically, you can change your concept fully because you have a bishop pair. But this guy is a beast. It's as I like to hate that phrase bishop pair. That happens against two knights, right? That then is complete bishop pair. But if we have the dark square bishop on dark square bishop, that doesn't mean so much for this guy, for him. But this guy is a beast, and he doesn't have the opponent, so we need to develop him and give him some important job in the future. It's really tough now. It's big problem about the way how to protect this one. Usually that happens when you have a bishop at the beginning here. You are provoking him to take this one, and as I said, imagine the bishop is here, you will catch his lady with a knight a4, and queen doesn't have exit square, so she's stunned there, and you can catch her with knight a4. That is not case in at this moment, because
Yes.
2 pawns hanging. Probably that was the reason why he took the knight. He
Yes.
saw that queen b6. How you
And
felt after this one? Did you?
I tell you exactly how I felt after this one. I again take a look at the score sheet. We are at move 11, and I was at well, basically spending 1 minute per move until here. Yeah. And after he played queen b6, I took 14 minutes. So that immediately tells you that before that I was moving pieces, and afterwards I started playing chess, I think. Yeah, like really taking a look. I didn't anticipate queen b6 at all. It came out of nowhere, and I didn't have it on my radar, and I was so angry with myself.
Yeah, nice phrase. You said you were just start to play chess. So as you can see, chess is a game where we are thinking a lot and where we have different approaches and ways to save some of our pieces. Yeah, what is going on? At the end, you just realize you will lose the pawn.
Yes.
Yeah. It's strange. I was thinking about some options like Queen D3. Of course, these guys can be taken because Rook B1 and Queen. I'm sorry, Queen goes down. So Rook B1 and but anyway, D4 is hanging. So yeah, maybe B4 is okay because you will support your knight later. Maybe jump further. So after knight d4, yeah, e3. The bishop g2, as you can see, is the best way to save your bishop. You know, he's a beast. He's a very strong piece. So after this e3 is a kind of mistake for sure because he can continue with knight f3. Some exchanges, of course, trade your pieces when you are pawn up, and now bishop d6. As you can see, inaccuracy. So do not start new fights and do not take new skirmishes when if you are not safe with your king. I believe the human move is just go with a castle, rook c8. That is the open file. You want to trade to change some of your rooks because you are pawn up, and that will gives you easier way to go in some endgame. And if you end up in some endgame with the pawn up, of course black is very close to the victory. Okay, trade, and now you should aggressive. You take aggressive approach with the knight b5. Yeah, maybe that e4, or maybe that rook d1 preparation for e4, and then you can see a lot of strikes aiming into this d5 square. But okay, knight d5, queen d7, and now you realize this guy is hanging, no time for him. Maybe you can help him with a lady, but as I said, no time for that, you know, just short castle and a4, a6, knight goes back on d4, knight to e4, and yeah, this is the problem. So what is the way how you can avoid that? So it's necessary to move some of these heavy pieces, queen or rook. In my opinion, maybe it's better to move your rook because lady is already moved, right? And who knows where is the best spot for her? She's there on f3. Who knows? And also, I'm trying to be completely tricky. You know, at some moment, I will I will kick his knight he has to take, and then I will take his his queen. So that comes really fast, and sometimes seems stupid when you know what is coming. But who knows? Do you think your opponent can see everything? It's questionable.
Mm.
Your that is a story. That is a joke. About the ladies when you need to when you like some girl, and I have obligation. I need to ask. She needs to refuse, and that's it. You need to try that. Your opponent has to say that. Oh no, Jan, that is not your time, and you will not sell me these tricks. But why not? Seems natural. Your rook is generally bad. Bring him somewhere on semi-open,
But
semi-open,
of course,
open
I'm
file.
thinking while you're speaking, and when you say, "Can my opponent see everything?" Kreisklasse B, that's the league we were playing in. Yeah, if I count down from the Bundesliga, which is the first league in Germany, I believe we are League 12 or 13, somewhere like that. Yeah, so at our level, a blunder is possible at every single move.
Every single move, exactly. Yeah. I will gladly visit you during the match. I just need to find a reason or just a moment, the best moment when I can go in Germany to visit you. I played already, I think, second league in Germany, but
Oh,
that was
nice.
before 4 or 5 years, and we played for. Believe me, I don't know. There is the first Bosch fabric. I don't know where is that, but there we also played one tournament there. We stayed there 5-7 days, and some in next in next years we just driving. We just
All right.
drive to play 1 or 2 games, and we are going back. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter so much. If I have some opportunity, I will gladly visit you, and
Yeah, would be great.
during
Of course.
the weekly matches that matches of your league. So Queen E2 and Rook D1. I will probably, as I said, pick Rook D1. Some trick to hit this one when you move the knight somewhere. I don't know the reason, but who knows? Maybe we will find some tricky opportunity to go here, and then just by accident we can catch the knight. But then, of course, you cannot go back with your queen. Another type of geometry, that is a knight on c3. So Queen e2, Rook c8, and Rook a3. You obviously saw the problem about this, and you played Rook a3. Yeah, you are pawn down. That was a problem, but as you can see, he started to fight. Bishop d6, knight into the center, rook here, rook down, million moves just to avoid simple and the best of, that is a castle.
Yes.
So it's not necessary to complicate, to play several moves. You didn't finish your development. So every time, that is super important to be aware. That is not done yet. And now I believe it's the best move was to take this one. Why to take? Because as I said, he's not developed yet. So maybe we can use some activities here, or maybe some activities here, to directly attack this vulnerable square, or the knight who is very deep in our territory. So rook fa1.
But Balint, here I had the thing. If I take, he takes with his knight and attacks my queen and the pawn. So I would lose another pawn, I thought.
First of all, Jan, it's how true, because your queen movement doesn't means that this pawn is hanging. So maybe you can counter punch him with this one. or even I don't know this one, then you are forcing him to take with the knight. When he takes that with the knight, I'm not sure what is going on. Is that completely okay for him, or maybe you can bring your pieces here, giving some other squares or opportunities to jump there? I'm not sure, but you should pick something more active. This type of approach lead you into the very simple game. He will trade everything. Finally he
Yeah.
made a castle,
But
and
at
he will
this,
bring the other rook here.
sorry again for interrupting, but I'm just taking a look at
No,
the score sheet again. For move 20, rook a3, it took me 10 minutes. And for rook fa1, 1 minute, and then f3, 5 minutes. So I was thinking a lot about this and was just fighting
yeah,
ghosts, I think. Yes.
that
Mm.
you spent 20 minutes, so
Mm.
understand. So after this rook a3, of course the knight is hanging. He needs to go back. And b5. I like that move. When you don't have nothing, you just need to prepare something. You need to fight for that, or
Mm-hmm.
that is how it is. It's
Mm.
you are pulled down. We will not, cry because of that. It happens. We need to fight to
Yes.
keep
And
fighting.
yeah, and when I played b5, it took me like
Mhm.
20 seconds that I thought, oh, I'm going to lose another pawn. And I thought, well, should I give up? And then I took a look right and left, and I saw nobody had
Nobody
ended
finished
the
yet.
game. So I thought, well, you better keep on playing. Mm, mm, mm,
It's super funny for me
yeah.
because I know that the same logic from
Mm,
the guys
mm,
who play with me, in this Hungary league or Serbian league, where I'm not guilty if I'm not
mm,
if I don't lose the first
mm,
one, but
mm,
you will overgrow that type of logic and that type of thinking.
mm,
It doesn't matter. It's important to be honest with you and your emotions, and it is super bad if you rush and blunt and made some blunder very fast and very on very stupid way.
mm,
Everything else, it's okay. Just take a time. Do not rush, and I believe you will always,
mm.
as we can see tonight, you will always have some
Yes.
some
But
chance.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and here I was super proud because I saw the full thing coming now. So I thought I'm lost anyway. So I just do a move where I give him a chance to blunder.
Made me
Yes,
exactly.
so I really set a trap knowingly. It didn't happen by accident, yeah, or by chance. So this was planned what was coming now. Mm,
Very cool. So you already
mm,
probably noticed the fact about the king. Usually this
mm,
this happens. Some reckless guys who completely forgot about that window and exit for the king, and
mm,
also taking some activities before they secure potential activities contra king.
mhm,
And yeah, it is nice technique, nice logic. When you are lost, you just need to find something, maybe some trick option. And
mm,
of course he bait the fishy and he took a bite, and that was a rook a5 directly blunder. And the main problem is backrank story and backrank weaknesses. So knight c4, amazing move, and now the rook is hanging. He has to take a rook, but now after this, as you mentioned, three plies ahead, and that
yeah.
was exactly like that. Knight c4,
Mm,
take all,
mm,
and here we are. There is a checkmate, and no time for black to recapture your knight because of his main weakness, that is a back rank story. For example, now what he can do, maybe he need to play f6. He cannot give you this one that is another super important pawn. And yeah, he played g6. So I believe you can just take, and the main problem is knight can jump here, and with the g6 he built some very tough, very hard holes, how to say, holes in around his king, and he cannot cover up that anymore on normal organic way. That is the reason why we have to think a lot before we push some of these pawns.
Yeah,
Especially,
my idea. Yeah, sorry for interrupting. My idea here was I wanted to have my knight on d5 with the e4 pawn, giving him a nice outpost. So I have my queen for jumping around.
exactly. And knight is very strong here with two approaches contra king. So will you give a check on e7 or f6? That is okay. So knight b6, and you follow your idea. You forgot about this one. This was for free, and probably if you spot that, you will take. But who knows?
Yeah, but d5 is also for free now.
Yeah, he has to push d4. There is no other way to protect. It's not possible. Yeah, the queen is hanging, but you will need to take with your knight. Then queen lady has to stay connected with knight to protect him before you manage that e4 pawn. And then queen c6, of course, knight d5, and yeah, queen c1 check. So the king could be a little bit exposed, and his main chance is to do something about that. With this king g7, that is I like to say, grandpa move. Nothing. You can use your pieces, and without obstacles, you are building some. Your pressure just growing, and this knight, powerful knight, eternal knight after e4 is the main beast in this position. So controlling everything, giving the protection for and stopping some attacks. That e4 is really cool. So g5, another inaccuracy, because look at this.
Just for a second, I'd like to tell you something because it was so exciting. Yeah. Like, I always have the heart rate running as I do now. Yeah. And, well, from the moment when I was setting up the trap with the knight on a3, yeah, I was so scared to lose this game. Yeah. And my heart rate was beating until I felt it everywhere, and I thought everyone could hear it in the room, and I was so excited. And as we are now at move 33, yeah, I think I had like 5 minutes left only. Yeah. And my opponent, we had a real time scramble going on then. Yeah. And the interesting thing is at move 35, yeah, he had 1 minute 59 left, yeah, when he played f6 later on. And then I got him down until 50 seconds only in move 36. And the fun part is, if we are going there, you will notice, well, you won't notice if I don't tell it, but I was in check and I did an illegal move. So,
let's go there. Yeah. Okay. You play something else here?
Yes. What did I play? I played.
It's really tough and ugly. If you catch some piece, just to explain this rule.
So it was. Hold on. So sorry. It was after Queen C8. So Queen C8 comes at move 36. Yes.
And you catch something else, huh?
Yeah. So here I took the pawn. at b5.
One.
And then it was really interesting because he noticed immediately. I didn't see that I was in check. I tried to flag him because the time setting was 90 plus, without plus, actually. There was no increment. And it was 90
There was
minutes for no increment. It was 90 minutes for the first 40 moves and then 30 minutes for the rest. And as he had only 50 seconds, no increment. Yeah.
Understand.
So as he had only 50 seconds left, I just wanted to play something as fast as possible, trying to flag him. And of course, that didn't work. And then I thought, well, yeah, now you lost the game because you did an illegal move. And I was immediately asking, did I lose it? Did I lose it? And they said, no, there is just something that will happen. Nobody in the room knew what would happen. Yeah. And then somebody came and said, well, your opponent will get 2 minutes on his clock.
Yeah. And that is the rule. And then?
And then there was nobody in the room who knew how to set the clock.
Plus 2 minutes. Yeah, I know that problem. But that happens. Of course, some experienced arbiter or must know how to add to give that additional 2 minutes for the players. But that is usually when we have more time. It's not important. Also, I want to officially hate you about that approach. But now it's completely understandable. You cannot beat someone. I don't know what to say. It's not moral. that is minimum what I can tell you about that. But also you'll be punished for that approach, and you should play every time on your position, especially nowadays when we have that digital clocks with additional 30 seconds or something. It's super tricky because you are thinking, oh, he is on 5 seconds, and look at his time after 7 moves. Oh, 3.5 minutes. Oh, after several again simple moves. Oh, 7, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. He can play full rapid game on that time, because after that he have 7 minutes plus 30 seconds. Imagine in 10, 15, 20 moves, next 10, 15 or 20 moves, he can spend, I don't know, almost half hour to think about that. And the second fact here, Jan, is that story you are in endgame. So not so much opportunities and options. So the moves are easier to be played. It's much easier, you have just one active piece or king or queen, and that's it. So that is the reason why you should never play. You should never play it on the opponent time. Of course, if you play blitz games or pallet games, that is for sure. That is one of the crucial moments and the crucial factors what we need to be to be aware. And also very, very tricky part of this rule is, if you touch, for example, knight, again, you are lucky guy, because you cannot bring the knight on some of these squares. For example, if you already, the move before, took the queen, and he gave you a check, and for example, you just realize, maybe I can attack this pawn on f6 with my move queen b6. In that moment, you are lost. You touch the queen, and you didn't notice your king is under check under fire. So king is hanging, and you touch your queen. In that case, if theoretical option exists to stop that check, you must play with your lady. And in that case, just queen d7 is necessary move, because you touch the piece, and according to that rule, we need to play with her, and that is possible.
Do I understand correct? if I do an illegal move, yeah,
Uh-huh.
for example, with a queen here, my opponent gets 2
Mhm.
minutes on the clock, and it is touch
Mhm.
move. I still have to move the queen.
Exactly, you still have to move the queen because that is a possible,
But the
objectively possible way to stop on d7.
no, hold on,
Because
hold on. What I meant is I'm still in check, so I have to move the king, obviously. Yeah.
no,
So
yeah, now
mm,
at this moment, yes,
mm,
because it is not possible when you
mm,
pick your lady. You
mm,
cannot bring her somewhere here. But if it's theoretically possible to
mm,
stop check, you must play
mm.
with your queen.
Okay.
So if that happens, the move later, for example, as I said, you pick the. Of course, there is a check, so we will not. I will not be capable to show you that. But as I
Mm,
said, if you already took on b5 and
mm,
now you get your opponent give you a check and you are just nonchalant play queen b6. Okay, I'm
mm,
attacking this guy. He can stop the clock, call the
mm,
arbiter. He can say that my opponent play illegal move, and
mm,
he touched the queen. In
mm.
that moment, probably instead of playing the next move, you can just shake the hand and sign the 0-1
Okay.
resignation for you, because you must play with your queen.
Mm,
That is theoretical possible move to stop the check,
mm.
and you must play queen d7, and of
All
course
right.
he will
Mm,
take that. You
okay.
can
Mm,
resign. So be aware that if it's possible to stop that check with that piece you pick and you touch already before, you must play with her and you must give
mm,
her. It doesn't matter. You pick that.
mm,
We have that rule. If you
mm,
touch the
mm,
piece, you must play with her. And if it's possible, theoretically possible to stop check,
mm, mm.
you must give her.
Ah,
So
good
you
learning.
had
Good learning.
a
Thank
lot
you.
of lucky.
Mm,
You're welcome. You had the lucky about this rotation, and yeah, you don't need basically look at your king. So first of all, I'm a little bit worried about that. You just need to see what is going on, how you can be killed in this fight. The king perfectly spotted. The worst nightmare for you could be this pass pawn.
mm,
No, queen is already here. So you have perfect position, perfect scenario. No one can hurt you. That is very important relief, you know. You can slide with your knight wherever you want. He can bring the check on the board. No
mm,
check. That is the power of this house story. The king is super safe all the time.
mm,
So it's not necessary to move him and complicate even more. Of course, the now king is perfectly safe, and probably you're coming on the on this f5 outpost square, perfect for the knight,
mm,
and you will probably very ugly effect on the black king. So he played this move, and you play queen g2. Of course, now uh, just see the options how to be checked, right? If he takes, you will take back. Fact is, he can't come here because knight is already there.
mm,
Very good protector. And imagine if you need to go out with your king, bring the knight beside the king. The knight is one of the top defenders for the king. So
mm,
no checks, no, you can cover some checks, you can hide your king behind the knight. He's the best, in my opinion, the best defender. Of course, the queen is
mm,
the best defender, but she is so expensive, and you cannot
mm,
put her between bishop and king or rook and king, because bishop or rook will gladly take her. The knight is the cheapest piece and the most flexible piece around the king. It's not easy to break that story. So now I
mm,
don't
mm.
know. Maybe you can be stuck here. The knight or just queen goes down, and your king is. Phew, not completely secured, right? And imagine if he push h4, and if you move your lady, there is a check and no exit for the king, and you need to go back with the queen. He goes here, and we can see big difference between this position where your queen controls every entrance on the c file and this g2 square. She is completely hidden, and so be more brave about that choices. Do not passivize this queen or your pieces at all. It's not necessary. So queen g4, and of course the final the final mistake is of course to trade this one. We want that. We like that trades. Of course the knight is super strong and he just controls them. These pass pawns, so king can go up. b4, thanks a lot. b6, push the king further. Bravo. So this is a good move.
And I see at the computer thing, it is made in 22. So easy.
Now?
Yes.
It was easy. Anyway, you can compare. You can see he's tucked, and probably you can literally guess his next several moves. His king will be here, here, or here. So you can put him in some kind of zugzwang with c3 or just knight d5, and for example, the king is here. And when you come here, he can't come here. So literally zugzwang is between these two squares. He need to protect that. At one moment, even that moves could be bad for him and not possible, and you will go deeper with your king, taking some of these weaknesses, and later, of course, it's simple story. So knight d5, king to f7, you took a pawn. You took a risk a little bit, but of course, probably you already calculate how you will catch this guy with this maneuver for sure. And now, very important fact is, now between these two monarchs, you need to be stronger. So, like, you are a bodyguard for this space. This is your yard and your garden. Do not allow him to come up in some chance to take some of your pawns. King can completely block the opponent movement like you do. So that is a well-known opposition. And also we have that phrase in endgames, concept of fortress. So you are building some kind of how to say wall, and he's trying to find some hole where he can go deeper and maybe make some troubles, or maybe here, or I don't know, to catch this one. But his final destination is here, right? For that time, of course, you can, okay, he's going to pick my pawn, I will move my king, and bam, instant promotion. So no time for him. And yeah, your choice was to pick the pawn, and this is what I speak about. Very nice, brilliant move. That concept of fortress. So all these pieces and all these squares are forbidden for him, and he cannot catch them. So king doesn't have any approach. So after g4, of course you can take, and now these pawns can protect each other, on the natural organic way. Just h3, and if he even catch this guy, when he catch this guy just becomes the lady. Yes. Bye bye. Very nice, congrats, Jan. That was did you finish the last last guy? Did someone lost before you, and then
no, I think
finally I can lose my game properly?
No, I think we were the second longest game. 3.5 hours or so. Yes. Mm.
Now you see what means serious chess, and how much time we can spend about just one for just one game. But that experience um, can't be on the internet. You cannot touch that feeling and emotion and everything, pressure, stress, emotions, that excitement, everything positive, everything negative. You cannot you can't have that when you are sitting in your chair in your warm room and eating some food, and who cares, you don't have that killer instinct. You are not in arena, you can't be killed. That's the point. But that feeling, when everyone watching you and you are a part of the team, it's super crazy if you blunder the queen in 5 moves. Maybe if someone brings some food or eggs, they will throw on you, like shame on you, and they will throw that stuffs on you. That is a feeling, of course that will not happen, but that pressure and excitement gives you more courage to be even better and even better and better. At the beginning, kids just burn out in that conditions, but later that that is excitement for them. Like a final shot in basketball. You are losing 2 points and you just need 3 points for the win, and that pressure that is a for some uh, the biggest basketball players on the earth lived on the planet earth. They just felt that excitement, and they becomes even better and better and stronger. For example, if we watch some modern sports, without Ronaldo, we will never have that strong, that Messi, or without Federer, we will never have Djokovic or Nadal. So that competition is really important. Also, that real time chess. When you are beside your colleague, your teammate, you cannot give up easily. Like you are running with someone when
Yeah.
you go to run, and I will stop and I will take a rest. 5, 7, 15 minutes. You can go go, and next time this guy will never will not call you again because he can do that alone. So you
Yeah.
will okay, let's go. I need to push myself to stay focused and be to give my maximum power in that moment. And believe me, it's not possible to get at home. It's big difference, and I know it's when the professional player, of course, later after 10, 15, 20 years of intentional playing chess, then of course they are super serious and they are killer, put them where you want. But for the beginners and for the people who played from time to time, that over the board important game for the team or for some category or some title or some, I'm playing in my city, it's with in front of public, on some strange way that could affect on you. And I believe that is just additional strength for every player. That is my opinion. And of course, that is a playing on the bigger stage. That is what I want to say.
Yes, and you're so right, Balint. To me, it was one of the most amazing nights of my life. not even my
Where
chess
you can
life,
see.
but my life at all. Yeah, because I felt so
Mhm.
relieved. I felt so happy, and I was so bubbly after the game. Like I met Robert, teammate. We sat down at a table, talked a little, and I was just only talking about my game, and totally forgetting about asking him like, "How was your game?" I was just like, and this and this and that and so on. It was just yeah, like to me, a really, really nice experience. I was so excited, and my first idea I had is I really need to do this more often just to calm down and not be so excited, especially at the beginning and
Mhm.
also in
Mhm.
the well, exciting
But that
stages of the
that
match and so on.
excitement gives you some powerful moments, and
Mm,
that pressure gives you something unimaginable. As I said, in your warm chair, eating some favorite food and watching the TV show. Oh, I can play
mm,
one chess
mm,
game. So beside all these stuffs, and yeah, my dog is here. He's I don't know all the time, but I'm here. It doesn't matter. So that is a different environment and conditions, and as I said, basically, it's okay. You took that seriously immediately. With the full power, with 125
mm.
percentage. Instead of that, oh, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
but
If you
but
start
Balin,
with that,
yeah, but it only
yeah,
started after move. Where is the queen
uh-huh.
move? It only started after move 11, queen b6. There it
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
Yes. Mm,
And you know where you are, where your weak spot. That is, you starts to play when, when you are lost or weaker. That is your
yes.
favorite moment, when you when you take a head, with your hands, and very deep, oh, I just now I need to think. Be aware that is possible to hit that level even earlier. You don't
Mm,
need to blunt
yeah.
the pole. You don't need to do some mistakes
Mm.
before you do that immediately.
Balin, thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing this. Yeah, it really helped to
Mhm. You're
understand
welcome.
way better, of course. And yeah, wishing you a good night.
I wish you good night too. And
Okay.
it was a pleasure. Nice game.
Mm,
Congrats again. And
mm,
I'm waiting for new victory, and yeah,
mm.
for new very very nice experience for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.